There was once a hunter that was out hunting in the jungle. He wanted to catch a monkey, and so he set up a trap. He uses a coconut, emptied everything inside, opened a hole just big enough for the hand of a monkey to put in. Inside the coconut, he placed a small piece of banana and then tied the coconut to a tree and waited. After waiting for a couple of hours, a monkey came and saw the coconut. Not knowing it was a trap, the monkey went ahead and put his hand into the hole and grabbed the banana. But when he tried to take out his hand, he couldn't. The monkey was trapped because the hole was too small for the size of his fist. Little did the monkey know, all it needed to do was let go of the banana and he'll be free. His hand would be then small enough to remove from the tight hole. And because the monkey was gripping the banana so tightly all this while, he couldn't free himself. Well, likewise, friends, sometimes we hang on to our bitterness too much. There is unforgiveness in us that we are hanging on so badly, especially when people have done you wrong. When someone mistreated you, the normal response is to get back at them, to hurt them like how they have hurt you, to give them the silent treatment, or just do something to teach them a lesson. Worse is we keep it inside of us and we can't let it go of that unforgiveness. In Ephesians 4:32, Bible tells us, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. Many of you have heard of my story. Growing up as a young child, my dad left me when I was just 4. He was never around when I needed him, never around when I got my UPSR results, and never around during my birthdays. Life felt so empty, and I was always alone. Having been teased around as a nobody's child by family and friends, I decided to join a gang. I thought by doing that, I'll be recognized as someone and people will acknowledge me. Little did I know that was the start of a miserable life. I grew up hating my dad very much. I hated him so much that I wish that he was never on this earth. Couple of occasions I tried to connect back with him, but he just hang up my phone or just simply ignore my messages. Well, I grew up not knowing what a father's love is until the day I know Jesus and His grace. It was the first time in my life I felt a love that I cannot even explain right now. One day, a Christian brother came and told me, Ken, you need to forgive your dad like how God has forgiven you. Forgive him so that you will no longer hold any unwanted baggage from your old life. And that was what I did. I hid myself in my room and began to cry out to God and telling Him that I forgive my dad. It was like a huge rock inside my heart being lifted. The pain and emptiness inside of me suddenly was not there any longer. I felt peace from that moment onwards. Today, I don't hold any grudge against my dad anymore. In fact, I long to see him one day and build back the years that I've lost with him. Praise Jesus. The Bible affirms and tells us as Christians to be different. We are challenged to not get back at someone, but to forgive them instead, just like how God has forgiven us. Doing this isn't normal and it isn't easy, but it's what's right. And we can do it because God first forgave us. We didn't deserve God's forgiveness, yet He gave it to us anyway. That means that it's not too hard for us to forgive those who have mistreated us too. However, that doesn't mean that you have to be best friends with someone that has hurt you or was unkind to you. It just simply means that instead of spreading rumors about that person or trashing their locker at school, you choose to drop it and let it go. Forgiveness isn't saying that what they did or how they treated you was right. It's simply choosing to stop the cycle of unforgiveness and hurt. Forgiveness is letting the love of Jesus shine through you even when it's hard. Jesus tells us in the Bible that we are to forgive and keep forgiving. It's not something that is impossible for us to do. We can do this because He gave us the love that we need to do it. We just have to choose to let that love flow out of us. Well, is there someone in your life today that you need to forgive? Maybe today's message is for you and you as well. You've been hanging on to that unforgiveness far too long and it is really eating you up from inside. and making your life miserable. I want to encourage you, and I want to challenge yourself today to push past what's easy and choose to be kind and forgive others. It's not easy, but it is worth it. And what's better, the Spirit of God makes it easier for us to do so. Call them and forgive them today, and tell yourself you can finally let it go. I am Pastor Ken, and this is your 5 minutes to victory.